I'm gonna grease my first bearing. This is very exciting. My research has learned me that you want NLGI. Sometimes there's a number. I don't know that the number matters, but you want GCLB. LB is the designation for wheel bearing grease. So that's what you want to use. And then I'm sure everybody in the world besides me has done this before, but I'm very excited because this looks like it's going to be fun. So you just do until it comes out the top of the cage. Make sure everything is clean. That's the name of the game here, because you don't want any of this crap going down into your nice brand new bearings. So these look better, much better. And then you also want to make sure this is spotlessly clean, because you do not want to put any grit or crap into your bearings. That would be terrible. So this doesn't say this in my instructions, but after conferring with the experts, which are the voices in my head, I'm greasing everything. Like anything that's two pieces of metal coming in contact with each other is getting greased. Just a little bit, just to keep it from rusting, which you can see it already started just from being out in the atmosphere. This is not going down anymore, and I don't know how hard to hit it. Okay, so I know you're thinking that I'm insane, but here's what happened. I tried to put my thing back on and it won't go down. Like, I get it all the way down to like here. So then I thought, well, maybe the bearings don't fit. So I took out my bottom bearing, put it on my bottom bearing cap to see if it will go down, and I'm having the same problem. It's stuck on there. But now it's actually stuck on there. I can't get this bearing off of here, and I can't pry it apart because I can't hold this with my bare hand strong enough to use a pry bar to get this off. So now I'm bolting my bottom bearing cap onto the top of my knuckle to just give it some resistance so that I can pry this off, and then I'm going to explore why I can't get the bottom or the top caps seated over my bearings. Okay, so I was able to get my bearing off of the little thing and put everything back together properly, put the bottom cap on and tightened it just to snug everything and hold it in place, and then I put my top on, put my cone washers in, put these on. And as I slowly tightened them down like kitty corner, it did draw this together. So fine, we overcame that problem. Then now you're supposed to torque them down so you can do your preload test. And I had this torque wrench and I was pulling on it as hard as I possibly could, and it wouldn't like do the click. So I thought, well, maybe this one just isn't like big enough. It's not enough leverage. So I went and bought a bigger one, and I could not get it. I was pulling until I couldn't pull anymore. It wasn't turning anymore, and I still couldn't get it to click. So I thought, well, maybe this like shitty Harbor Freight brand isn't very good, although every single tool I have almost is Harbor Freight, and they've done me just fine up to this point. So then I finally just gave it one last like two-handed pull, and it clicked. So turns out probably my first torque wrench was fine, and this one is fine. I just didn't know what it felt like to pull 71 foot-pounds, and it's hard, just, side note. So keep trying. But this is why it's taking me so long, because any little problem I come across is like a major side quest to find out. I don't know how hard I can hit this to make this come down. I don't know by looking at these bearings if they're the right size. So now I have to take it apart. I have to actually put the bearing on the cap to see. I don't know what 71 foot-pounds of torque feels like. So then, you go to Google, and Google doesn't give you much good results when you type in, why won't my bearing cap go into my bearing hole on a 1984 Toyota 4Runner. So it's taken a really long freaking time, but I'm getting there.